What's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Glamlite X Makayla Paht 2 collection. I bought the full collection when it launched for pre-order, so it says thank you so much for supporting and coming back for Paht 2. This collection is exclusively made and dedicated for you. With love, Makayla. Now, I've never actually watched Makayla's content. I just saw the color story of this palette and was super excited. I'm not a TikTok person. I don't watch TikTok. I don't know what that flash of light was. Anyway, I don't watch TikTok, so I've had friends send me videos of her. I think one friend sent me the Glamlite Hershey's collection video from her, and that's how I found out about her. But yeah, I don't watch TikTok, so I had no idea who she was. I just thought blue, green, purple. We all know that's my aesthetic, so I was like, say less, say less. So I started off, well, I figured we could start off with the lip collection. So these are the 2 lip sets they came out with. I'm going to show you all the products unwrapped. I've unwrapped them to save some time. Then I'm going to go ahead and, you know, actually put the stuff on my face. So I'm going to put the highlighter palette on my face today as well. It has these 3 different iridescent shades. I'll probably swatch on the back of my hand too. I know, right? Who am I swatching stuff? Girl, I don't know. I don't know. Next, I have these 2 sets of lashes. So, of course, we know I don't wear lashes. So, these are going to go in my Instagram giveaway. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, we're literally 30 people away. I was at 970 when I checked a few minutes ago. So, once we get those extra 30, then I'll go ahead and do the giveaway. I'm still waiting on some more stuff to come from Beauty Base. So, just be on the lookout for that. It is coming soon. Let me move this aside. The next thing I have is the mini palette. So this gives me cute little vibes of like if Smoke Session had a little more neutral colors to it that were more grounded. So I'm definitely gonna bring Smoke Sessions along with a few other palettes to compare to this one tomorrow. I forgot to bring stuff to compare to this palette because I was so excited about the blue, green, and purple one. I didn't even think about this little palette, but the color story is nice, and I have to bring some palettes to show you all tomorrow. So I'll show you some of those tomorrow when I do the eye look with that one tomorrow, and then we'll do the looks with the big palettes. Of course, last but not least, this is the only one I kept in the packaging, the big palette. And you take it on out of the box. So all the packaging pretty much has this type of look to it, and then it has the gold that, you know, goes down with the little nuggets and whatnot. And here's the palette on the inside. Like, y'all, if this isn't my color story and it doesn't speak to my soul with these colors, I think it's absolutely stunning. So one of the palettes I brought with me now doesn't make a lot of sense, but at the time, like, it looked like it could possibly be similar, which is why I went ahead and brought it. So I'll just get that one out the way, the one that's probably not gonna make a lot of sense to you. So I bought the Kaleidos, what is it, Flower Pump palette, because I felt like some of the greens and pinks might have gone along with this because they're like pinkish, mauvish, purple type look. So this is it by the side of it, but for the most part, as you see, it is not. So I bought it for no reason. Next, I have my main stage desert palette. I hate that this shade broke and they don't make it anymore, so I can't get it anymore. But this is what the main stage palette called Backstage from LA Girl looks like alongside the palette. As you can see, it has somewhat a similar color story in my opinion, so it's like a smaller alternative if you didn't get a chance to get it during the pre-order. I have the Butterfly palette from Sugar Cosmetics. Again, this is giving that nice colorful feel and vibe that I like. There's not as much blue in here as I would hope it would be, but you know, that's what they look like together. And then we have, of course, the original Makayla Volume 1 palette alongside Volume 2. So here's what 1 and 2 look like side by side. Okay, so let me zoom y'all on in now. So let me put this highlighter on, and then I'll put the 2 different lips on. And then I guess if I do eye looks, I'll apply the lips again and we can see how they look together as a whole look. So right now I just want to get the highlighters out the way, girl. So let's get to it. Let me swatch all 3 of them back on my hand. So there's Starstruck. They seem quite iridescent, if you will, so I don't know how well they're going to go with people my skin tone. It's blinding, but you have to remember, like I said, I'm told she's very pale. At least that's what Angie said in her video. Again, I think I've seen one Makayla video, so I can't talk about that. But I like the fact that she at least made one for each skin tone. Like this one would work for someone my skin tone, even if this one wouldn't. And I'd actually blend these 2 together if I want to be unique and fun, and maybe use this as an inner corner. So I feel like they can still be used for other things, even if I can't zoom you on in. Use them for what intended. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Are You Kidding Me, which is like the darkest one of all of them. It's quite like a glittery and impactful highlighter. So yeah, honey, do you not see glitter that's falling all over my face just trying to dust this on, honey? I'm here for it though. You know, it's the vibe. I'd put this on top of like a gold highlighter if I just want a little extra pop, because as you can see I'm getting extra like iridescent glow and glitter on my face. So it has to be like a mood you're in order to have that happen, because otherwise I don't think you necessarily want that. But that's what the color Are You Kidding Me looks like. That was the darkest one. I feel like it looked best on me, so that's why I wanted to put it on the high points of my face, because that's the one that would like work for my skin tone best in real life if I need to use it. It's just really glittery, so it's like I don't know that this brush was necessarily a good idea, but I was too lazy to get up and leave the room to get another one, so this is what we're working with for now. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I really like this shade right here in particular. I just need to get a brush that doesn't accentuate it so much, because I feel like it's accentuating a lot. Not but it's not super bad. Next, I'm gonna take the green one down the middle, and I think I'll just put the purple one on the chin. So we're gonna take the green one, called Blinding, down the middle of the face. I feel like this one actually isn't as glittery as the other one, but I do feel like it's clinged where I started putting it. So when I stuck it right there at the top, I feel like it just clung there and it didn't blend out very well. But it could just be because my face is quite oily. I've had this makeup on all day. But it's blending out nicely as I blend it out, so it doesn't stay stuck there for too long. You just got to do a little bit like a buffing situation. Can you see like the green glitters on my forehead there? Yeah, so we got that going on. And lastly, we're going to take the shade Starstruck and just put it on my chin here real quick just to see how that's looking. So because it has the iridescence to it, I feel like it's not going to be as difficult or look as bad as I thought it was going to look. So I'm happy about that, because see, I just feel like I have an iridescent wash of purple, and I didn't pick up as much as I did from the other ones, but I feel like the other ones are more pigmented than this one because it's iridescent. I feel like it's giving a little bit more sheerness to it, so I can appreciate that, because I mean, otherwise I feel like this might not work for me at all, and not, you know, feeling some type of way, because this was not a cheap collection. I think all this cost me $125, and I think that was because I used Karen's code. It was $125, because I think before then it was more than that. Don't quote me though, girl. So I'm gonna take my what is this, my V lip liner, and if you're curious what's on my face, this is the Halo Glow liquid filter. I did the review on this initially. I just wore it today fully with the Fenty powder to see how it would look on my face. Now let's compare these lipsticks real quick. So one is supposed to be more pink toned, more mauve-ish pink, and it's like the cool lipstick that you push and it pops out. So this is like how pale it is. Like, to me this is like super pale, and I'm afraid, because look at my skin tone, that's super pale. But at the same time, I felt like it looked somewhat similar to like the Juvia's Place lipstick I had in the shade Nubian Sand, and that's a really light lipstick that works pretty well for some of my skin tone, but it's still, I feel like, deeper than this one. But I want you to see the comparison of them side by side. So see, the Juvia's Place one is still a little bit darker, and to me that one's really light, and I'm afraid of it. So I'm gonna swatch them side by side just so you can see what they look like side by side on my hand, since I'm not gonna put them like both on my face side by side, obviously, because we're just trying to try out the one for Makayla. But see how much lighter that is? Like, I feel like I would wear the Juvia's Place and then pop that in the middle to try to be extra, but like, we're gonna try it on its own, and I'm afraid. I feel like with the gloss, this would actually look fine. So let's put on the gloss now and see if it looks better with the gloss, because I was afraid at first, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, I was like, ooh, I don't know. This comes with like the glittery green gloss, green with purple and blue reflex, it looks like, in it. So let's see how it looks with that on some of my skin tone. Okay. Y'all can let me know what you think down below. I actually think it looks okay. Now, of course, we know I can't use this lip liner, so these lip liners are going to go in the giveaway as well, because realistically, like, this lip liner, as light as it is, look how light that is. I can't do anything with that, so that goes in the giveaway with the eyeliners and some other stuff. Hopefully, it'll be useful to someone else. So let me wipe this off. But first, let me compare the other lipstick to it, and then we'll wipe it off. Like I said, I'm trying to get as much stuff as possible today, done as possible today. So here is what the second shade looks like. This one actually looks much deeper than I thought it was going to in person. That's what it looks like. So I don't think it's actually going to match the one I was looking at now. I was going to compare it to the one that they came out with in the Frosted Flakes collection. As you can see, this looks a little bit more peachy toned. So I don't think they are. Yeah, see, they don't look the same at all. I thought they did when looking at pictures, but again, in person, they're totally different. But I'm still going to show you. See, it's more peachy and it's more of a mauve tone shade. So I actually think I'm just going to put this one on after I get done with one of the eye looks, as opposed to trying to put it on now, because I just realized I didn't bring anything here to wipe it off on my lips, and then we still need to try to get the lip gloss off and all that stuff going on. So I'll be back in a second with an eye look from the smaller palette, along with comparisons for the smaller palette, and then we'll go into this lip kit along with that, and maybe I'll just pick one of these highlighters dedicated with my eye look, because it's about to be filmed for a couple of days, girl. It's a lot. Okay, y'all, so I told y'all this video is gonna be all over the place, so I got my palettes to compare to the Makayla palette here. So I figured I'd start off with one that I didn't necessarily think about initially, but I'm like, I want to compare it to chocolate. I want to compare it to the gold palette, because I feel like it has like a lot of neutral colors in it, and then it just has funner versions of greens, because there's more greens in here than that. This could also be a good companion palette for your chocolate gold palette if you feel like me and there's not enough greens and all you see is a whole bunch of gold and brown, because she literally only put like maybe one pop in. So this would be a good companion palette, but I figured I would show it because it's here, we're here, everyone's available. Why the hell not? If you're curious what's on my eyes, is the new Danessa Myricks limited edition Lightworks mini palette. So I just did eye swatches of that to give you all a video for it tomorrow. So here is my smoke sessions up against the Makayla Tin Pan palette. Oddly enough, I'm about to do another melt video because they're bringing back Morte, and I am super excited. Like, y'all don't even understand. I always want to use that palette so much because the color story is so me, but I'm like, I can't because y'all can't get it. But now you can, so you better go get it this time, because if you don't get it this time, I'm going to just use it anyway. I'm so sorry. Like, they done gave you a second opportunity. Make the most of it, because DIY Pansy, I'd already talked to her and she said she getting it. So stop playing and get it. Anyway, this is what I know, like, it's so dramatic, but hey, I love that palette. That's one of my all-time favorite melt palettes. This is my Just My Luck combined with Mented Be. If you all remember, I rearranged my melt palette. So this one and this one, I'm not melt, my ColourPop. I do rearrange melt as well, but this ColourPop palette is mix of Just My Luck and Meant to Be, because I didn't feel like I needed both of them. There was certain colors I liked in one better than the other one, so I just put it in here, and this is what it looks like aside this one. So here you go. Next, I have the Mented Cosmetics of Volume 2 Artistry palette. Now, this doesn't look exact, but again, I feel like this could be a good companion palette, which is why I'm showing it. I can't hold it a certain way because every palette I have from Mented, one shade always seems to pop out, and I haven't re-glued this one back in for the best of my memory, so that's why I'm holding it the way I'm holding it. But again, a good companion palette because it has some lighter shades and some yellow tones to go with those greenish gold shimmers that she picked. Lastly, I have the Money palette from Fenty. That's like, I could compare to this one because I feel like it has some similarities, but of course the Glamlite formula is going to be better because the Fenty formula is just, I don't know what's going on with it. I think she's been reformulated like twice, and this is the best of all the ones I've tried, but I still just think it's okay. It's not anything exceptional. Now we will actually go into the eye portion of the video, I swear this time, and then I will do the lip socket. This is the pink toned lipstick. Okay, girl, let's zoom it on in for real this time. Okay. Okay, y'all, so this is the eye look. I came up with the mini palette. I ended up putting on the original nude lipstick because I felt like the pink one would go better with the blue, green, and purple palette. So we have the original lip we had on for the first go round. I took the deepest highlighter here. What is this one called? Are You Kidding Me? We took that one, and that's the highlighter you see on my face right now, all around. So let's get to this eye, because girl, I feel like I've been filming this video for 100 days. So I ended up using all the brushes in her set except for the liner brush to create this look. So I started off with this shade right here, then we put this one in the crease. Of course, this is my outer B shade. This one I dusted over everything, and these are the two shades on the lid, along with this one being in the inner corner. The next look I want to do, I want to use these two as a super dark look, and then run this green underneath the lower lash line, and maybe put this in the inner corner for an interesting pop. We'll see. But for today, this is what we'll be working with. I'm gonna give y'all a little teaser probably with that look I just described tomorrow on what do you call it, Instagram. I'm sorry, Friday on Instagram, but we'll see. Because Friday I have to film the rest of the palette, so I will be filming with the big pan palette on Friday morning to make sure that video can go for y'all Friday night. I still gotta do a foundation video too, so I'm just over here like, y'all, I feel like I gotta do so many videos because I got the little Lancome foundation, the newest one that I saw Stephanie or Bath Beauty here on YouTube talking about. So that's the brown shade. As you can see, it matches my skin tone actually pretty well. I feel like it deepens up a little bit though, which I wasn't expecting it to do, but you know, that's fine, I guess. Next, I took the green shade, which is Workaholic, and started putting that in my crease. Y'all know me, I had to map it out. I love me a green shade like this. I was so happy. It's like this true color-ish green shade in the palette because, honey, I'm here for it. I'm just patting it out and working it into crease here. Before I go into my outer V shade. I think I did the outer V shade though when I did it off camera. I don't remember, y'all. It's like almost 4 in the morning, y'all, okay? There's a lot going on in my mind. It's almost 4 a.m. So I took this brush, I did just dusting over everything initially, because originally I wanted to use this brush for the brown, but I forgot that she had brushes in the set, so I was like, let me just, you know, do that. Now we're going to take the shade Tea Time. It reminds me of the shade that Batty Bean or Betty Jean here on YouTube made, and her It's Freaking Bats palette as soon as I put it on, because it has like the eggplantish dark brownish type shade to it. So this is definitely a good dupe for that particular color in my personal opinion. To me, this one leans just a tad bit more brown than eggplant like hers does, but you see how easily and wonderfully it's blended out considering how deep of a shade it was. That's what mainly impressed me. I was like, oh, okay. It's winging out quite nicely. It's going on so smoothly and buttery. It's just like a dream. This one in the Kelly Green shade went on really smoothly and nicely. I mean, all the mattes did better than like the first palette in my personal opinion. So that's why I was like, oh, okay, let me find if you got an even better formula than you did last time. Let me find out. And this little cute compact palette, because this is like one I would take on vacation if I wanted colors like these, because I wouldn't dare take my smoke sessions, honey, because if something happens smoke sessions, talk about being pissed. But this one I would take, and I feel like it performs just as well as my smoke sessions. Now we're going to take the shade Soft Center, which is the more minty toned green, or like seafoamish green, if you will. And I just dusted that all over the top of the brown one, just because I want a little bit more green poured into it. Plus, I just wanted to see how the shade was going to perform on some of my skin tone. So this is the only place I could think of to use it. Next time, I'll probably just do like the green on the lid. I got like at least 3 or 4 ideas for this little bitty palette. I'm like, I want to put this green all over the lid, and then I want to put the dark green as the outer V shade, and do like kind of like I did with the Primal palette video. I feel like I could do a look like that with this, with the Kelly green on the lid, and then this, the Kelly green shade on that outer V, making it a cat eye shape, and then the green, and then the soft centric shade on the lid. Again, we're just gonna take the brush that I used to, you know, clean up everything. What's on my lower lash line actually is the Morte palette, so it is not the same thing going on in this palette. What ended up happening was Morte is coming back today, which is the 28th, and you can buy it from Melt at 12 o'clock this afternoon. If you live in California, it's 12 o'clock. If you live in Chicago like I do, it's 2 p.m. So I have an alarm set for 2 p.m. to make sure that I pick up mine. Also, random side note, Unearthly Cosmetics is having a summer sale with palettes 30% off, so I'm going to be picking up the Leather and Lace palette and the, what's the other palette? The one that you came out with that came out holiday of 2020 in the dark, just to, sorry, holiday of 2021 in the dark, just to round out my collection. We're going to take January 23rd now and start putting that on. And look how gorgeous this shade is. Like, it's very opaque. It's gliding on smoothly. It looks amazing, and I am here for it. I'm going to take it like halfway on the eye, a little bit over half, and just blend it on in. Y'all saw me cut it with the glitter glue. Now we're gonna turn it over and use the shade Blossom, which is the lightest green. The only downside about this palette for me personally is the fact that it only has one lighter green, so it's like I always have to use this as my lid shade. I mean, it's my inner corner shade. I don't have another option to choose from to go with all these greens, so that is the downside. But I understand she's trying to make this like more neutral-esque palette, since the other palettes don't have so much color in it. So I get it, but I would have preferred, you know, more than one inner corner shade that mixes all the greens. But you know, it works. We're gonna take this same shade, wrap it around my inner corner, and this is the finished eye look. Y'all, I'm loving and living for the vampiness of it, but I feel like y'all already know that. I'm gonna go off camera, put on my winged eyeliner, do some look at me, I think I'm sexy pictures, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into the giant Makayla palette here. Let me zoom y'all back real quick, because I forgot to compare it to the 777 palette from what's his brand? Plain Makeup by Yolanda, because I got this when she had her 50% off sale, and I thought they could be somewhat similar, not exact, but I figured it might be a good alternative. I feel like this one has more greens in it though than this one does, but you can let me know down below how you feel. This is what both of them look like. Okay, now I'm gonna go off camera and do my look at me, I think I'm sexy pictures, and then we will come back and we will do a look with this palette, and then we'll talk about the collection as a whole. Even though I gave my thoughts on the little palette, I'll give you my thoughts on the big one toward the end. And I think I have some more lip comparisons to the pink lipstick that I'm gonna have on in the next part of this video. Okay, girl? Okay, y'all, so this is the last eye with this look. So, I mean with this collection, because y'all, I've been filming this collection all week long, I swear. I did put the pink lip on, as you can see. And I gave y'all a nice little ombre, green, blue, green, and purple, because of course that's what this palette is all about. So I took the shade 2021 and put that on the lower lash line. I have the shade Cody James on the outer V. I have the shade Falling River on the inner portion of the eye, and then the shade 13 toward the very front of the eye. And I took these two purples, which is Mama Wang, this one down here, I started off with, and then I topped it with Paht Rice. Then what we have on the lid is the shade Dreams. I have I Love You in the inner corner, and then I put the shade Poppin' on top of I Love You in the inner corner to give the brightness that we got going on. So let's get to it, girl. I'm telling you, you don't know how long I've been filming this video. Like, oh my god, I've literally been filming it this entire week. So honey, I'm tired. Okay, so we'll start off with the shade, was it Mama Wang? And I just pat it underneath the brow. I had first just decided I was going to do it underneath the brow and just put some other stuff in other places, but I was like, no, we just ended up taking up the whole, like, kind of top of the eye to start off with. And then took the more minty fun shades in the crease. And then put the blue underneath the lower lash line just to call it a day with. So if you do one side, you can do the other one, so that's what we're doing. But I'm obsessed with the look. I can tell y'all now, like, I didn't put a winged eyeliner on, but I was like, it's fire. Like, this look is so fire. I just feel like the combination of the colors I chose to is what make it look so fire and nice. I'm just over here like, yeah, it's fire. So as you can see, it's quite light on here, which is why I had to end up adding a darker color on top to get a little bit more of this depth that it has now. So we're gonna put Paht Rice on top of this. And I just started like blending it in with the other shade to give a little more depth and be a little bit better for some of my skin tone. But you know, color on its own still is just gorgeous. Like, it's one of those I would put now these are the type of shades I will put all over the lid, like a light pastel version of this. Of course, the battery wants to die now. I've started on my very last look. This
oh,
is
good.
so
It's movie time now.
No, it's not. It's time to get it back up there. Not moved. Movie time is when I get done with this eye look and talk about everything. Okay, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So let's get to the next color. So I started off with the shade, what is it? 13. So I put that toward the front of the eye like so. Just kind of like patting it on, and it actually gave a nice periwinkle-ish like blue type shade. Combined both these shades together that I patted toward the front of the eye. So I tried to do it up to a certain degree, and then I brought the other green in. So I literally stopped about right there with this shade, and just pat it in. I try not to do too much blending because of how light it is. I still did a little bit just because I like to blend. So there's that. Put this in like so. Now I'm going to take the shade Falling River and start putting it right here. I just thought it's like about right in this part a little bit, just to like blend the colors in nicer. And then enjoy it back. Now I feel like the Cody James shade isn't like that much different from this one, because I feel like I don't see that much of a difference when it comes to like the gradient, which is what I was hoping for, because it has more of a deepish bluer type undertone. I thought that would show up a little bit more, and I feel like it's not. I'm not mad about it, it's just, you know, I feel like it just makes it look a little less of a gradient that I was hoping, but you know, it's okay. So we're gonna take it and start making it out of me. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like on this part right here, you see it, but once you connect it to that part up there, I feel like it doesn't show up as much as I was hoping. That's all. But it's cool, whatever. It's fine. Okay. Just add that on. I'm loving how all these colors are blending so easily and are so buttery and smooth. Like, okay. I guess I can see a little bit better now there on camera, because the first one I seen, I was like, I feel like they just look really similar. I'm gonna take the brush that we use with that to try to blend them in a little bit more. Okay, that's looking good. So my clean brush now just dust over all this stuff, but I love the way this turned out. It looks like, and we haven't even put a shimmer on the lid. So I was trying to figure out which shimmer to put, and I didn't necessarily like the one I went with, but I had already started putting on the lid, so I was like, it's too late. I'm gonna take 2021 and connect top and the bottom here, and start rubbing this on my lower lash line. This last eye look nice, so I can put lower lash line stuff on. And I gotta take my look at me, I think of sexy pictures. I'm gonna do some with eyeliner and then some without, just to see which ones look better. But so far I'm feeling about the eyeliner. I don't feel like I need to put on the eyeliner, so there's that. Okay. Dust some more. Looking good. I'm loving the lower lash line pop to it, because I feel like with all the tones she picked tones to go with other tones, and it's giving all the monochromatic feels that I was looking for. Now let's get some glitter glue on these lids so we can put a shade on the lid. So the shade on the lid is Dreams. As you can see, I'm cutting. Okay, so I want the shade to go. And we're going to the shade Dream now. Sorry, Dreams. And just pat in there. Where we want it to go. And I mean, look at how stunning it looks. Just gorgeous. So I'm not trying to get too far up in the crease. I'm just going to try to pat. Maybe harsh place for me to pat with this type of brush is in a corner, but it's not doing too bad. So, and there we go, y'all. So let's get our inner corner shades in, and then we can talk about what I think about this collection as a whole, with all the stuff I tried in, girl, because I feel like I tried a lot. I'm gonna take the shade I Love You now, because that's the one I started off with in the inner corner, just so I could tie back some more blue into the look, because I figured we could combine with the lower lash line. This would be a nice shade to put on. And then we're going to take the shade Pop It and put that on top, because I feel like it gave a little more oomph and more shiny sparkliness that I was hoping for with that shade. But I guess because it was so pigmented, it didn't give as much as I was hoping. So this is our finished eye look with the Makayla big palette. So I've given y'all a look with the big palette, I gave you a look with the little palette. I served both the lips. Now let's talk about it all as a whole. I am beyond impressed with this collection. Like this palette is a million times better than the first one. Like I don't know what's going on with the first one, but this one is killing it for me. It could just because this is my color story and aesthetic. Like y'all know I live for green, blue, purple, mauve. So this eye is totally all 100% me, and I'm here for it, loving it. But I actually really love the small one too. It's like a miniature wannabe like smoke sessions palette. So if you didn't get smoke session and you just wanted a smaller palette, or you just wanted to support Makayla, I feel like the small one would be a good selection. I know this one's currently sold out though, so like, you know, y'all clearly like that one better and aren't into the huge palettes. I'm not really into huge palettes either, unless it's a Blend Bunny palette, but I can get down with this palette right here because honey, I can see me using this palette countless times this year. I feel like this is actually gonna be one of the ones of my favorites last year, and I told y'all last year when her original palette came out that I didn't want to include it, even though it was the palette I was talking about when I said it was disappointing to me. So to me this is just 100% turnaround. Like before, I don't know what's going on with this formula. Ever since like the Frosted Flakes palette came out, like I feel like all their formulas has been killing it 100%, and I'm absolutely in love with this. So I'm so happy with both the palettes. I really like the lip products too. I thought they were gonna be too light, but I feel like they actually work on deeper skin tones pretty well. Like I said, I have on the more mauve tone one right now. The people that look like me, we just know we can't use the lip liner. It's fine, we can't use that. That was not for us. That was not made for us. That's not our journey. The lip liner in this is not for our journey for us, but the rest of it's fine. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the highlighter palette, and that's only because the shade that actually works for me is quite glittery. The one that works the best for me, I should say, because obviously it has gold in it. This one just has a lot of sparkling gold glitter flecks, so I'm not necessarily crazy about that, but it's not because it's a bad formula. It's just more of a preference thing, if you will. So I like this as well. I actually like the whole collection minus the lashes, but we know I don't wear lashes, so again, not my journey, so I really shouldn't be speaking on it. But I love everything I tried. Like I said, ever since the Frosted Flakes collection came out, they have been hitting it on their head. That Frosted Flakes killed it. Makayla's palette is killing it. I can't wait to see what's coming out for the rest of the year, honey, because I'm here for it. It's a vibe. I need it. Whatever it is, I need it. The holiday collection better be fire, Miss Giselle. Okay, it better be fire. I mean, I feel like it will because you and you've been just killing it so far this year, and I've been living for it. But you know, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna wait. But yeah, if you want anything from this collection, I definitely recommend just about everything in it 100%, except I don't wear lashes. So those are my thoughts on this collection, and congratulations to Makayla for another successful Glamlite collection. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.